Morning, gang. It's Thursday, the 28th of September, 2017. A warm welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom Talk. And what a beautiful morning it is. What's it with this weather? We're autumn, we're summer, we're autumn. And today, once again, we're summer again today. And I hope it stays like that because I'm going out in a few hours' time. I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. But just to let you know, the washing that I hung out on Sunday that was nearly dry last night. You may remember, I think I might have told you that. I checked the weather and it said it was going to rain at 7 o'clock last night. Well, after doing the show, I went to bed for a couple of hours in the afternoon. Excuse me. I got up at 5:30 and thought, what's that noise? And do you know what that noise was? It was the pitter-patter of rain on the window. Oh, God, so it's all got wet again. And I mean soaking wet. Soaking wet. Dear me, I don't think it's ever going to dry. We need to hire an ark, just like in the Bible, boys and girls. There will be 2 of everything taken on. 2. Can you just imagine 2 of me? Oh, how wonderful. I think we could have 24-hour-a-day programs if there were 2 of me. Maybe would you like me to get one? I think you can get a camera now that it just is permanently live. How would you like that? Whatever I'm doing, wherever I am, you could follow me around and see what I'm doing. Isn't that strange and mysterious to have something like that? I think there's actually an internet web channel where you can watch people sleep. I don't know why you'd want to do that. Of what interest is it to watch someone asleep? I mean, it's probably bad enough when you've got someone in the bed with you. We had this discussion the other day, didn't we? Oh, it's awful having people in the bed with you. I mean, a few years, but there we go. Might happen again at some point, mightn't it? Well, good morning. A great quiz last night, I have to say. Fantastic quiz night last night. And I had the dream team of the bar staff in. That's two of the members of bar staff, Jamie and Tom. And there's another bloke there called Barry, but he hasn't been on for a few weeks. I don't know if he's still there. He's not very good at... He's one of those persons that is not good at answering emails. You know, people like that? You send the email and nothing. I am quite a patient person. You know, there are people that, in particular when you're doing this show, actually, not so much on the Facebook, but people that sometimes watch the show, they might be on Periscope. And they send a message through. And if you don't read that message out in like 30 seconds, they start typing question marks. Yeah, what's the question? Well, you haven't answered my message. We've only just blooming sent the thing. Plus the 10-second delay between when I speak and when you see it move. You know, there's no patience, is there? No patience at all. We need a bit of patience. That's what we need. So well done to Ray Reynolds' team who won last night. Do you know, I think this is about the 3rd time they've won. But they only won by half a point. I think it was the people in 3rd position got 23 points. The people in 2nd position winning a bottle of wine, red, white or rosé. They choose rosé last night. I had to stop one of the bar staff last night because he reached for the expensive wine. I said, not that one, dear. The one that's 49 pence a bottle from Aldi. That's the one you want. I've got some Aldi news for you in a minute. Aldi news for you. So they got 23.5 points, rosé wine. Lovely couple they were as well. And Ray Reynolds, who had 4 in his team last night, they got 24 points. So congratulations to Ray Reynolds' team. Don't forget, you can join us every Wednesday night for the quiz, boys and girls. There it is. At the King's Head Theatre Pub. 115 Upper Street, Islington, every Wednesday night from 8:30, and it's free. People say to me, how much is it to go? Because they won't pay. I don't understand it. People won't pay £1 to go in a quiz, but they'll happily spend £150 on a Justin Bieber ticket. Oh, come on. What's wrong with you? And the other thing is, of course, you know, you get £150 on a Justin Bieber and go to the concert, it's very unlikely you will touch him. Whereas if you come to my quiz, you can touch. No holds barred. Touch anything you want as I'm walking around. You can touch. I want you to touch. I want you to touch. And I'm not going to be one of those people that comes back in 5 years' time. Oh, Oh, I was sexually assaulted while I was walking around doing my quiz. They brushed past me. Oh, they brushed by. It would definitely touched me up. I'm not going to do that. I promise you can touch and touch and touch to your heart's content. No holds barred. Okay? That's it. Although if you're bringing your husband or your wife, I must ask you, to do it subtly, so that your partner doesn't see. But remember, boys and girls, your secret is safe with me. So that was the quiz last night. Blooming 2 hours to get there. We seem to have got back up to like the 2 hours to get to work thing at the moment. I don't know why. The traffic's quite bad. I've got to be honest with you. I'm used to it now. No longer do I sit there tearing out my hair. How much longer are we going to be there? I just kind of sit there really chilled out and relaxed. And I've been like this now it's going to be coming on a year now. And I don't know what it is. Whether it's an age thing or something like that. Nothing really phases me too much. If I don't like something, okay, bye-bye. I just walk off. I can't be bothered. I just can't be bothered with rushing around all the time, and I take it easy going in. I take it easy coming back out of London again. During the daytime, I've come up here to have a chat with you. I'm a bit earlier today because I've got stuff to do today. I want to go swimming quite earlier on today and that sort of thing. And I just take it easy. I don't know if is it an age thing? I feel completely calm all the time, just calm, laying in bed like that, That's it. When I get in bed, I start like that, and I go that way, and then I go that way. Actually, there was an article we didn't get around to it a couple of days ago in the Daily Mail about the position you sleep tells the world sort of stuff about you. I'm not quite sure about that. Good morning to Ross this morning, who says, one of you is enough, or I would have two UK talks to watch each day. How is Ronnie? He's not doing too bad, actually. He's coming along. I'm seeing him a little bit later on, Ross. That's my best mate, Ron, who you've seen on the programme once or twice. And we're going out a little bit later on, so I'll tell you about that later. All right, thank you for asking. Let's do some of your early messages today. Good morning to Lewis. Good morning, Lewis. Diane, Michael, Scotty in New Zealand. Good morning, Scotty. Lee King's there. Good morning, Wendy. Wendy, who sends in a little message, which I'm going to read you in a minute. Tim's there. Good morning, Tim. Tim Partington. The top of the morning. Is that the song? Wendy says top of the morning. No, it's top of the world, isn't it? The Carpenters. I like the... Oh, let me just write that down. The Carpenters. I must try and play a Carpenters track on my new Monday morning music and chat show on the radio. Yes, the Carpenters. Where's what now? Where can I write that so I'm not going to miss it? I'll just write it on here. Carpenters. Look, I'm using your pen that you bought me, Wendy. Look, it eventually made it into the studio. It took about 5 months. Do you like my Diamante Union Jack, very patriotic United Kingdom talk pen? You like that, don't you? Yes. Morning to Dino. Dino's there today. Hello, Dino. You don't live too far away in Surrey, don't you? Ray Reynolds is there. Good morning, Ray Reynolds. Winner of the quiz last night by just half a mark. You were very, very lucky last night, Ray. Wasn't there a question where you tried to get a whole mark and I said, no, you haven't? Yes, there was. What was it? You only wrote down half the answer. And his friend Peter Ward, who does Hospital Radio Basildon. Ba-ba-ba-da-ba. We are your radio station. Ba-ba. Push us in your ears. Hospital Radio Basildon with Peter Ward. Hey? Peter Ward, he wrote down half the answer to something. And he said, well, sure. Oh, it was independence. The answer was... I thought it said Canada. I read it wrong at first. Catalan independence, something to do with Spain. And he only wrote down independence. The question was something about Barcelona. I can't remember. And he only wrote down, so I only gave him half a mark. Harsh! I was harsh last night. Harsh! But we did have a good laugh last night. So that's his friend Peter Ward, who incidentally I'm going out with. Not like that. Not like that. In November, to the BBC Radio London Tony Blackburn Soul Night Out. It's back, boys and girls. Now, if you like soul music, you would love to go to that. Years ago, in the early 1980s, Tony Blackburn used to do a show on BBC Radio London, a soul show. And it was fantastic. Oh, the music was fantastic. You know, stuff like Rufus and Chaka Khan, Loose Ends, Jocelyn Brown, Rose Royce. Remember that song, Rose Royce? Not so well known, Magic Touch. I've got your magic touch, your magic touch, your touch. But just a reminder, boys and girls, touching is allowed at the King's Head Theatre Bar every Wednesday if you want to come and touch me as I'm walking around. I didn't get touched last night. Very disappointed. Very, very disappointed. They've got an opera in the theatre at the moment, Tosca, the opera. All the posh people come in to see the opera, and then they see me as they come out. They just give me dirty looks as they come out. I don't know what all that's about. There's me just being me, you know. And another complaint last night, but directed straight at me from the bar. 3 blokes in there didn't like the way I was doing the quiz. Why don't you just read the questions? Well, any idiot can do that, can't they? You know, got to stamp your personality on it. Why would I want to just go around and read questions? Can you just imagine how boring that would be? Right? You're wondering how I do the quiz now that I've said that. Well, it's similar to this show with questions. You know, I like a little bit of a chat in between the questions, and I read the questions as well. I could do it like, you know, question 1. How many votes did Theresa May get in the last general election? Question 2. What is the square root of 4? I mean, I could do it like that if you want me to. How boring would that be? Isn't it funny how some people, they just take a dislike to you, don't they? And, it has to be said, you, as a person, will take a dislike to someone else. There could be, later on, someone walking down the street and you see them and you take an instant dislike to them. I suppose doing the job that I do, you're kind of more noticeable and more susceptible to that. This bloke clearly didn't like me. Him and his 2 mates standing at the bar. Why don't you just read the questions? Because I don't do that, do I? That's why I've been there nearly 3 years. Because I don't just read the questions. Lewis says it would be strange watching people sleep. Yeah, I think so as well. It is odd. Why would you want to watch? But there is a website where you can watch people sleep. Very, very odd. Very odd indeed. Good morning to nephew Gary Butler. At 20 to 10, I would have thought you'd be at work there, Gary. Oh, am I on in the background? Am I on in the background in your little workshop? Gary fixes things. That's my nephew, Gary Butler. Lawnmowers, whatever. He buys them off eBay, fixes them, does them up, cleans them, and sells them on for vast profits. Vast profits, dear. Vast profits. Good morning to Simon Gilman, who said, I like quizzes. What kind of quizzes are there? Different topics. Yes. Well, we usually have a current affairs thing, you know, news stuff that's happening in the news. There'd be a picture round, which yesterday was faces. Different faces, and just name the person. There was 20 of those. And there were some young ones that were much older now. Jonathan Ross was in there. How strange to see a picture of Jonathan Ross and it's not swearing. You know, isn't it? Joanna Lumley was in it as well. And some had masks on and you had to guess. I thought it was a hard quiz last night. I must admit. One of the rounds, and the third round is usually something different each week. Now, last night's third round was art. So I named them a picture, and they had to name who painted the picture. One of the things was who painted the ceiling of the Sistine Chapel between, I think it's 1806 and 1812 or something like that. Look at my memory today. It's doing well today. How can I remember that? I haven't got that written down. Is it Sistine Chapel? 1806? Is that when it was painted? 1406, something like that. And you had to name who it was painted. And I must admit, I rarely look at the questions before I start the quiz. I don't look at them here and the answers, although I generally look at the subjects, but for some reason I didn't, and I pulled this thing out of the envelope. I thought, oh, blimey, that's a bit eyebrow for ear. I was looking around at the people. People like Ray Reynolds' team, and I thought, oh, it's too eyebrow for that lot over there. And I read these questions, and I got to number 4. And I said, is anyone getting any of these? And it was all a bit quiet. And I walked over to Ray's table. I said, you all right with these? He said, yeah, we're doing all right. I went to the bloke over there, a Spanish doctor. It was very nice. He had a beard. I hate beards on people. It's all right to have a little bit of growth. But these blooming beards that all the blokes have got now, what's all that about, lads? It's dirty. Shave them off. My niece's husband's got one of those. He's got this beard down here. Oh, it's awful. My poor niece, when she's kissing that face. Oh, dear. Ghastly. Anyway, they seemed to be getting on all right, so I was going to change the round halfway. I was going, let's dump that round and have something else. I was going to pull something out of the envelope. But they seemed to be quite happy. And we finished the round, and there were people getting scores 6, 7, 8 points out of 10 on the art round, so we stuck with it. So, as I say, it's a current affairs round, a picture round, a music round, which last night was music from the 90s, songs from the 90s. The music round is different every week. It could be all the artists beginning with the letter I, all the titles beginning with the letter S. It could be music from 2000s. It could be classical orchestras. It could be anything, the music round. So that changes every week. And round 3 is something different every week. Although the one I don't do is sports rounds. I find sports rounds are very unpopular. What you get sometimes is some of the blokes, oh, we need a sports round. And then you do it. But when they hear the word sport, they think football. It's all going to be football. No. There'll be a football, which I understand football. There might be cricket. Don't understand cricket. How the hell anyone's winning or losing, I don't know. It's all a jumble of numbers, that, isn't it? Or it could be tennis or swimming. But I don't do a sports round. Now and again, within the current affairs section, you might have a couple of sports questions in there. But not a dedicated sports round. I just don't think that works. I would like to do another quiz, actually, perhaps on a Thursday night. Either a karaoke night or a quiz on a Thursday night, because I've got Thursdays free at the moment. So if you know anywhere that might want a little quiz night on a Thursday, have car wheel travel wherever it is, doesn't matter. Although I think Scotland might be a little bit too far. But quiz night or karaoke night, if anyone knows anywhere that might want something like that on the Thursday night, please send us a little private message, okay? Lewis says, I'm so used to going to pub quizzes that charge money to play. No, well, we don't charge to play. It's free to enter, and the prize is a £30 bar tab for the first prize, and the second prize is a bottle of wine, okay? And that's every Wednesday night at 8:30 at the King's Head Theatre Bar. Good morning to Callum. Wendy says, I love the Carpenters too. Listen on Spotify quite a lot. Oh, yes, I like Top of the World. I'm on the top of the world, looking down on creation, and the only explanation I can fly, or something like that. I need the words in front of me. But I like the Carpenters. In fact, I think that's one I used to do that one, Top of the World. I haven't done that one for ages. I think Maureen does that. Doesn't Maureen do that one as well a couple of times? I think she's done it. The Carpenters. We like the Carpenters. Good morning to Nathan, joining us this morning. Ray Reynolds says, Michael Miles on Take Your Pick was known as the Quiz Inquisitor. You could pinch that. Oh, I can't be copying anyone else, Ray. No, someone would. In fact, you're probably setting me a trap there, aren't you? You're setting me a trap so that when I do the quiz, I do it, and then you're able to, so-and-so did that, is just copying him. I reckon you're setting me a trap there, Ray. Just going back quickly to the Radio London Soul Night Out. Yeah, Tony Blackburn used to do a soul show on BBC Radio London in the 80s. And every Thursday night, they used to have the BBC Radio London Soul Night Out, which was at a different venue every week. I went to the ones at the Hammersmith Palais. And was that it might have been the only ones I went to. The Camden Palais as well. I think they did one at the Camden Palais. I might have gone to that. Or maybe not. No. The Empire at Leicester Square I went. They had the National Theatre in Kilburn. And as I say, the Camden Palais. And I used to go to the Hammersmith Palais one. And it was on a Thursday night. And it would be on the radio at 11 o'clock, all live. And we go there and they'd have artists on, soul artists, and Tony Blackburn and Steve Walsh playing the tunes in between. Well, he's brought that back just once a year, and he uses it to raise money for children in need. That excellent BBC thing. Whatever, it goes on all night, that thing, doesn't it? Anyway, so on the Wednesday, the 15th of November, it's being held at the Camden Palais. Soul Night Out. And when you go in there, everyone's of an age. There's no young people in there. We're all the same people that used to go there in the 1980s. It's the funniest thing ever. There's all these 50, 60-year-olds in there. And we're all dancing to our soul music. And it's fantastic. The door staff are all standing there. Nothing for them to do. I mean, we don't fight. None of us are fighting. None of us are selling drugs to each other. None of us are trying to nick someone else's girlfriend or boyfriend. They've got nothing to do. They're just standing there like that. And it's packed. I went 2 years ago with my best friend Ron, but he didn't want to come this time. It's not really his thing, that soul music. But I'm pleased to say that Peter Ward, which is Ray Reynolds' friend. I've got it. Hang on a minute. 1 minute. Ray Reynolds' friend is going to go with me. I don't know if he's got his ticket yet, but it was mentioned last night, and he said, "Are you going?" I said, "Yes, I am." He said, "Well, who are you going with?" I said, "No one." He said, "Well, is it all right? Can I come along?" I said, "Of course you can." So we're going. I've already bought my ticket now. First thing I did last night when I come in, I printed my ticket out, and it's at Coco's, which is the old Camden Palais. Oh, my address ain't on there, is it? Just a minute now. I'm going to be giving my address out to everyone. No, that's it, isn't it? There we are. Ticket web. There we are. Got my ticket already. Tony Blackburn's Soul Night Out. And it's £32.50, which isn't cheap. But they reckon 15 quid of that goes to the charity, so that's okay. There we are. Got my ticket already. It's not seated. It's basically a disco. Basically a disco with acts. I think they've got Imagination on. The Real Thing are on. Oh, I've got to see them live. You to me are everything, the sweetest song that I could sing. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. I do that one at karaoke, So there you go. You might want to come along too. There's still tickets available. Go on the BBC Radio London website. Type in BBC Radio London Soul Night Out. Make sure you're on a BBC page, because there's all sorts of dodgy websites now for everything from banks to venues and this, that and the other. So make sure you're on the BBC Radio London website. Look for Soul Night Out tickets and you can buy them there. Maybe we could get a little group go down for all of us. And we're all in there and it's busy and we're all dancing away and it's a great night. The only thing is, when they start playing Oops Upside Your Head, which they used to do in the 80s, and we'd all get down on the floor and do that. When it's finished, unfortunately, a lot of them are so old they have to be helped up now. Not me, I just jump up, acting as young as I used to be, boys and girls. That's it, yes. Lewis says, I'm going sober for October for Macmillan. Do you mind if I post the link for people to donate in the comments? No, you go ahead and post that link, okay? Morning to Kevin Webster. Nice red shirt. It's very old. I haven't bought any shirts for a while. I've got 2 Ted Baker ones that I bought recently, which you saw me wearing. But I've got a cupboard. I must be honest. I've got a cupboard full of shirts, which are all now fitting again, now that I've lost the weight, you see. So I don't see myself, don't need to buy any more shirts. There you go. There's Lewis's Go Sober thing. Raising money for those excellent Macmillan nurses that do a wonderful job for people with that ghastly big C word, don't they, darling? But, possibly one or two of you have got the big C at the moment. I hope you're keeping strong. Keep strong and get on with that chemotherapy thing, all right, my darlings? And we're all with you. We all must fly the flag together. Yes. Mark says Coco is a cool venue, is a good venue. Yeah, I've been there once before, as I say. I DJ'd there when it was the Camden Palais. Oh, long time ago, about 20 years. About 20 years ago, a night called Bolts. Yeah, Bolts, Bolts. I remember it, and it was quite busy. And at the I'd been warned that the club runner, I don't even know what his name was now, was a bit tight with the money, and it come to the end of one of the nights. I think it was the second or third one I'd done. He said, "Can I pay you next week? I haven't got any money on me." And there was all these people in there that were all right. I let it go for 1 week. Anyway, I did get paid the next week, and I didn't go back after that. No. You've got to be very, very careful with that. You know, I've said so many times to you before, I never came into doing DJing and karaoke. I never came in to make a lot of money. I never did. Never did. However, you don't want anyone taking the mick. You know what I mean? Hello to Adam. Good morning, Adam, who says, "Good morning, I'm in bed ill. Got caught in that rain last night." Oh, come on. Rain doesn't make you ill, Adam. Little bit of rain. It weren't even cold last night. Do you know what I had in my card lock? I had a feeling you might turn up last night. I had a whole punnet of candy floss grapes for you last night, and you weren't there. Never mind. Ate them myself. Thank you very much. Enjoyed those. I thought about you as I was shoving those in my mouth. I really did. I thought, oh, these should have been Adams, but they weren't, were they? No. Now, talking of flags, hang on, have I got that here? I can't remember. Did I bring that story up? Oh, no, I didn't. I'm sure I bought... just a moment. I've got a story to read you here, if it's here. Here it is. Here it is. We're talking about England flags and all this, that and the other. Well, in this morning's Daily Mail, dandyish... I mean, I don't know what the hell he looks... He looks like something that's walked right out of a ship in the 1970s. Dandyish changing rooms presenter Laurence Llewelyn-Bowen. I mean, what does he look like with that long hair and the beard and the old suit on? And I don't care if it's a label. I mean, he looks like something out of the 70s, doesn't he? The interior designer seems less keen on being associated with England. Oh, really? Oh, really? I don't often... Now, listen what he's come out with. I don't often use the term England because I think it's racist. How do these people get on the telly? Whereas British can be used in the way that to be Roman didn't mean coming from Rome at all. Huh? Huh? I like that. And this is me speaking as a Welshman. Well, I think you're being racist, Mr. Welshman. You're saying that you don't like the English. That's racism. That's racism, my friend. Don't you know that, you thicko? I like that, and this is me speaking as a Welshman, an Aborigine of the island. I'm Aborigine. What do you mean Aborigine of the of Britain? You class yourself as an Aborigine. We don't class you as Aborigine. We class you as a member of our country. I'm very pleased to welcome you all in. Obviously, the presenter expressed his views on Englishness after being asked by the magazine Cotswold Life to. Cotswold Life. I mean, I don't get much more English than that, does it? Have you been to the Cotswolds? If you're abroad and you come to the UK, as well as doing the whole London thing, go to the Cotswolds. Oh, it's beautiful. A few of my friends have got little cottages there. One of the DJs of Vauxhall Tavern, Andy, I think, lives out there. Andy Weston. He used to do remixing. You would have heard his music. Llewelyn-Bowen, who's 52, though he looks a lot older in that suit, was himself born in London and owns a 17th century manor house in Gloucestershire, where he lives with his wife. Oh, is that what it is? So he's got a bit of money, so he thinks he can come out with this sort of crap, does he? Suggesting he associates England with Anglo-Saxons rather than Celts, he adds, what? You have to understand that the English all come from just outside Amsterdam, which is why they tend to be ginger and tall. The bloke's on another planet, isn't he? An old friend of the TV presenter once claimed he was born in plain old Laurence Bowen. He was born plain old Laurence Bowen. Llewellyn was actually his surgeon father's middle name, and Laurence adopted it. Englishness has become a term fraught with political correct difficulties. Yeah, only if you let people do that. There's a bloke who comes into one of the karaoke nights, I kid you not, whenever I have my Union Jack jacket on, or we get little Union Jacks out, there's a couple of the songs in there that are like old-fashioned, like war-type songs, like Vera Lynn, da-da-da-da, da-da-da-da, Ray Reynolds does it, and he brings Union Jacks. There's a bloke, he goes mad. Oh, put those Union Jacks away. You're offending our European friends. No one's being offended. Only you. Shut up. Well, he's coming across like someone like that, doesn't he? Dear me. In 2011, ITV executive producer Brian True-May, this is in this morning's Mail, was suspended after saying Midsummer Murders was the last bastion of Englishness which relied on English genteel eccentricity. He suggested the detective drama would not work if there was racial diversity in the village. Oh, for God's sake. I mean, I swear, these people look for something to moan about, don't they? They look, just get on with it. A lot of people, and they like TV programmes like we were just mentioning there, they take the, they overanalyse stuff, don't they? What a load of old rubbish. Besides, he looks a bit old to be on the telly now, you know. Please move over and get someone nice in. Can we have someone young? We haven't seen Tom Daly on the telly recently in his little Speedos. What's happened to him? Where's he gone? Adam says, where's your Union Jack hat? Well, funnily enough, it's still here on the floor waiting to be moved. There's a lot here on the floor, to be honest. My Union Jack hat is here. You want one of these, don't you? Well, where did I get this from? I think it came off Amazon, actually. Amazon or eBay, one of the two. It's about £3. Look, I wonder how much it would cost to get some United Kingdom talk hats like that. I won't have cold ears in the winter. Not for me, thank you very much. No cold ears here. Yes. Lewis says it makes me laugh everywhere can use their flags. As soon as we use ours, everyone kicks up a stink. It's ridiculous. Have you ever been to America, Lewis? Virtually every house in America has the stars and stripes flying out the front. You go to any other country, the French flag, it's all outside there. Round here, or a council comes round, or you'll have to take that. Might offend someone. Get lost. Get lost. Get on my blooming nerves. Right, there's a phone line open, boys and girls. If you want to call in at some point, there's a phone line. You don't have to, okay? I don't rely on phone calls, but if you want, the option's there for you. 020 8144 3477 is my local London number. 020 8144 3477. There's a Skype in as well. You can Skype in. My Skype in is United Kingdom Talk. All one word, United Kingdom Talk. But I must warn you, not here for long. Only about another 15 minutes today, okay? Because I've got so much to do. Stopped at the BP garage last night, actually, on the way home. I wanted some I have no strawberries left. Oh, and I've stopped buying too many strawberries because I find I'm chucking them away all the time. Do you find that? Now, if I want strawberries, for example, you know, I might have lunch this afternoon. Oh, I'll have some strawberries for lunch after my dinner. I'll go that day and buy them. No longer will I buy any more than one punnet. Unless it's like buy one, get one free. Because I'm finding I'm chucking them away. I hate it when they go soft, don't you? It's like bananas. Oh, I can't bear soft bananas. Or when the skin starts going like brown speckly before it goes brown and then eventually black. I can't stand it. No, I like them just out of green. So green to yellow. So that they're still nice and firm. Same with the strawberries. I can't bear strawberries that have gone soft. And it seems to happen very quickly, doesn't it, with the strawberries? And I'm chucking away endless amounts of strawberries, so I'm not buying them anymore unless I'm eating them that day. So last night I thought, well, I'll have something to eat when I get in, as I usually do. I have dinner when I get in, which last night was the last bit of my rice risotto that I had. And I thought I'll have some strawberries afterwards, but they didn't have any in the BP garage, which is like a little Marks and Spencer's. I also wanted blueberries, and they only had one of those left. So I got mangoes. I got a little packet of mangoes, which I haven't had yet. And I can't remember the last time I had mangoes. I thought, yeah, let's give these a try. So mangoes for a little bit later on today. Later on, Adam says, Lewis says, can you not grow your own? Any good at gardening, Chris? When bananas go black, they're good for banana cake. Oh, we can't be having cakes, Lewis. Slimming World, dear, Slimming World. Slimming World. No cakes. Although, I'm having cakes this afternoon. Because that's what I'm doing this afternoon. I'm taking my mate out to afternoon tea at Coworth Park. We've been there a couple of times before. I love it there. It's this really big, old, posh hotel with massive amounts of grounds. And it's just lovely in there. We've got a 12:30 afternoon tea. So I'm hoping to get a swim in first. If I leave the house about 11 o'clock, I'll get a swim in first, you see. And then we'll be going up there and having afternoon tea at 12:30. And we'll be there for probably about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So that's nice. So that's all like sandwiches and cakes and tea. And a glass of champagne, boys and girls. Yes, Chris Redden will be drunk this afternoon, possibly. Although maybe not. Maybe just a bit merry on. Remember, I don't drink at all. Not at all. So when I have just one glass of champagne, I'm anyone's. Now, don't start turning up outside the hotel trying to get off with me. I say that as a matter of fact. Do you see what I mean? I could, if you send me a message, if you send a message now telling me you're outside, you're going to be outside the hotel at 2:30, I might have 2 glasses of champagne, and then you will have your wicked way. You will. That's where I'm going this afternoon, Coworth Park, and possibly tonight I might go and see either Kingsman or It at the cinema here in Bracknell. I'll be going on my own probably to see that, because Mark, who comes along to the karaoke quite often, Mark Cording, does some excellent rock. When he sings his rock songs, they're really good. And he's seen it and says Kingsman is really good. And I remember seeing the first one, which I really enjoyed. So I might either go and see Kingsman or It this week. Last week I went to see Victoria and Abdul, which is an excellent, very warm, funny film, of course with a sad ending. So go and see that one as well. Do you remember the first film you ever went to see at a cinema? Do you remember what it was? What was yours? What was the first film you ever went to see at the cinema? Adam likes banana cake. Good morning to John Aitken this morning. Green bananas bung you up. Yeah, I've heard that. No, not when they're green. I don't have them when they're green, John. When they're just gone from green to yellow. So they're still quite hard, yes. Wendy says, if you're going to see the horses, take some polo mints. Do they like them? Polo mints. Polo, the mint with a hole. What happens to the hole? That's the question. Adam said, can I get a willy warmer? Where can I get one? Am I allowed to ask on here? It's not swearing. Yeah, you can ask that. You can ask that because it's funny. It's funny, Adam. People would laugh at that. No one would be offended by the term willy warmer. They won't, but they will laugh. And they will laugh especially more when I tell them that you probably need the extra small one, don't you, lovey? Anyone do extra small willy warmers? If you know of anywhere that Adam can get one for himself, please let us know. Thank you very much. Don't tempt me. Don't tempt me. You open yourself up for that sort of thing. The first film Wendy ever went to see was Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Was the first film she went to see at the cinema. Was 9 years old. I remember the noise. You know, remember. But it didn't start like that. It started with one note. Like that, didn't it? I'm surprised no one made that into a house or techno record. Or maybe someone did, actually. One moment, please. You can often find this stuff on YouTube. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. What would it be? Pop song? I don't know. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. House music? Let's have a guess. There's a remix. Let's try the remix. Yeah, I knew there would be. Often you get young people make new versions of theme songs. That's it, isn't it? That's the one. Yeah. I knew there'd be one there. You'll find that on YouTube if you want to listen to that whole thing. Close Encounters of the Third Kind. John says the first film I saw in the cinema was Escape from Witch Mountain. Oh, I don't know that one. Were you in it as one of the witches, John? Were you? We like witches. I like witches. They excite me, witches. Witches excite me. Adam, no, dear. I think you can do it yourself. I think you can do it yourself, lovey. I I think you are half my age, dear. You'll have to do it on your own. The first film I ever saw was Bedknobs and Broomsticks, and it was cancelled. I never forget, we were going into the Odeon in Marble Arch. It was me and my dad. I think I would have been about 8, something like that, in Marble Arch in the 1970s. And we were sitting there. We got into the cinema. We're sitting there waiting for it, and all of a sudden all the lights went out. What's going on there? And of course there would have been a power cut, because that was the time that the miners were on strike, and every now and again the lights would all go out. All the electricity would go out. I mean, can you just imagine that happening today in Marble Arch? It would be chaos, wouldn't it? Chaos. It wasn't so busy in those. It was still busy those days, but I think we could cope better. There weren't so many people around, and there was a power cut, and the film was cancelled, and we went back another time. I don't know if we went back to see Bedknobs and Broomsticks. What did we go and see? The second film I went to see was Cromwell. Cromwell, which is an excellent film. It's quite old now. Starring... Oh, he was very good looking. I can't remember the name of him now. Cromwell. Can't remember who it was, but I think that was the second film I saw, Cromwell. But yeah, I mean, even in those days, it was expensive to buy chocolates and blooming popcorn and stuff like that there. All right. Now, here's an interesting story. Now, I have already been in contact with the stunningly good-looking Linda from Wokingham Slimming World. It is Slimming World, not Slimmer's World. I did get told off. I seem to get told off every Tuesday now at Slimming World for something that I've said. I have been incorrectly calling it Slimmer's World. It's Slimming World. Now, Adam sent this across, Adam the plumber. And it's a story about Aldi. Aldi are well known for, this is in this morning's Daily Mirror. Look at this. Swinging to the left again. Swinging to the left. Oh, God. I see that stuff's on the telly. We were talking about good television programmes the other day. The party conferences are on there, aren't they? How boring are they? God's sake, hours and hours of Jeremy Corbyn and Theresa May and not Nick Clegg. Who's the other bloke? Vince Cable. Bless, they try so hard, those Lib Debs, don't they? They make me laugh. You saw the Labour Party conference. It was packed to the hilt. Jeremy Corbyn. On and on and on. Oh, God's sake, man. I had to turn the television over very quickly, and fortunately there was something very exciting. It was watching people being evicted from their homes on Can't Pay, Well, Take It Away. I thought, thank God for Can't Pay, Well, Take It Away. Some excitement back in my life after watching Jeremy Corbyn groaning on and on and on. God, he's boring. Did you see the pictures of them all I think it was in the... Actually, I don't know what paper it was in, but they were all at some sort of Labour Party conference after party, all drunk. Dianne Abbot. Oh, that was before she was drunk. What planet is she on, dear? So they'll have the Conservative Party conference next week. That'll be packed as well. And a few weeks ago, they had the Liberal Party conference. 3 people sitting at the front. That's it. I love it, dear. I love it. Oh, gosh. Anyway, so that's the boring stuff on the telly at the moment. We've still got the Conservative one to go. That will be just as boring as the Labour one. I'm telling you that now. It really will. And the story, back to Aldi now. Aldi are well known for their array of copycat products, just like Joe Malone candles. But their latest dupe will excite savvy, slimming worlders all over the UK. Aldi have just announced a new slim-free ready meal range that looks identical to Iceland's Slimming World meals. Apart from Aldi's, are a third cheaper and have less calories. Now, I've got to tell you, you can get like Slimming World meals in Iceland, you see. And there's a very large range. If you don't want to cook yourself, you just buy one of those and like shove them in the freezer, you see. I personally have got some in my freezer, but I haven't touched them yet. And they've been in there for quite a few weeks now, to be honest. I prefer cooking my own stuff now. I love doing all my own stuff, and I always do too much, and then I put some in the freezer, then I bring it out. In fact, tonight, what have I got tonight? I've got my spaghetti arrabbiata sauce tonight that I cooked, probably a couple of weeks ago, and that's been in the freezer. So I do all my own stuff. So although I've got the Slimming World meals, I've got a couple, not many, in the freezer. I've never actually opened them, so I don't know what they're like. The story goes on in this morning's Daily Mail. While Iceland's own range of Slimming World meals, which is already hugely popular with dieters, will set you back £3 a pop, Aldi's cost just £1.99 each. The frozen yet healthy ready meals are already on Aldi's shelves across the country, and just like Iceland's range, can be cooked in either the oven or the microwave. There's no word on whether they're British made or not, with Aldi taking inspiration from pan-continental flavours and packaging their meals full of lean meat, pasta, pulses or vegetables to keep the calories down and the nutrition up. While Iceland's £3 chicken tikka masaka is 405 calories, 550 grams, Aldi's $1.99 slim free version is just 371 calories for the same amount. So if you're counting calories, that's actually quite a lot. That's 371, 370. So it's about 50 less, and it's something like that. Aldi's chicken sag, I don't know what that is. Is that some sort of is that an Indian meal? Chicken sag, I don't know. Also trumps Iceland, 322 calories for £1.99, rather than Iceland's 395 calories. And it goes on, so I don't know. Now, I saw this story, and I quickly wrote on the Slimming World Wokingham page with Linda. And Linda wrote back there, all the consultants at Slimming World are waiting for info from head office about these products. My advice to work out the sin values on your app. Please don't assume that because they are called Slim Free, they are sins free like Slimming World at Iceland ones. So, you want to be a bit careful. Just because it said slim on it doesn't mean anything. It's like a lot of this stuff in supermarkets, fresh. What does that mean? Fresh doesn't mean anything. Fresh doesn't mean they plucked it out of the ground an hour ago. Could be a week. A lot of these terms are used in supermarkets and they don't really mean anything. So do be careful, Slimmers World people, just in case you're going to try those, okay? Wendy says, Adam sent the article to me too. I think I'd rather cook from fresh myself. Well, that's what I do, Wendy. I cook from fresh myself, as you well know. Now, Wendy sent in a little message today because she's now a Slimming World member. I think she's lost half a stone plus £3. So that's 7, 8, 9, 10. I think you've lost £10 so far in 3 weeks. Am I right there? 3 or 4 weeks there. And Wendy writes this morning, good morning. Going to give it my best shot, the Slimming World thing. The funny thing is I don't miss bread at all. Now, you see, I've got to be honest, I do. Oh, it's nothing better than, big bowl of tomato soup and a great big thick crust of crusty bread. With Lurpak butter. I don't have it anymore. I do miss it. Wendy says, I never had a sweet tooth anyway, but yesterday I wanted chocolate, but resisted. Do you not get the little chocolate bars? You can get, you're online, aren't you? I think you can send off for them little chocolate bars. And they're only 3 cents each, Wendy. You can have one of those a day, no problem. I haven't had one for a few days now, but you can have one a day, okay? As you said yesterday, and only you're so right, you are only cheating yourself if you start eating chocolate and crisps. Well, you are. It's all very well, going out with your mates. Oh, I'm going to have this bar of chocolate, but I won't tell anyone. Does that mean you're not going to put the weight on? The fact that you haven't told anyone? Of course you are. You're only cheating yourself. You're only cheating yourself. In regards to your goal weight, I think you should go for the goal and then you can think about putting the weight back on if you are not comfortable with that. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. I've set my goal at 12 stone. I'm 12.6 at the moment, okay? So I think I might get to 12 and then I might look at myself and I think, oh, a little bit too thin now. But I'd like to reach the goal that I set. It would be easy to put the weight back on. Just a few bags of cheese and onion crisps, and now you're talking, lady. A few bags of cheese and onion crisps. Yes, please. Oh, Wendy hasn't got the chocolates because she'd eat the whole packet in one go. I mean, I used to be the same with chocolate biscuits and crisps. I'd eat the whole lot in one go. But not now for some reason. I don't eat them all now, you know. I managed to not do that now. Eating everything in one go. So quite pleased about that, okay? All right, boys and girls, there we are. That'll be all for today, I'm afraid, as I must get ready to go swimming and for our little afternoon out. Time for today's birthdays. Here comes the birthdays of the day. Happy birthday today to Alex Brunt. Happy birthday, Alex, sir. To Mandy Waite, one of our karaoke singers from South East London. I haven't seen her for some time now. Hope you're well, Mandy. Mark Layden is 28 years old. It's been a long time since I saw you, Mark. Been about 2 years since you appeared at the Central Station karaoke, isn't it, Mark? Don't think I haven't forgotten you. And Belushi's. Happy birthday to Mark today, 28 years old. Are you still singing somewhere? I hope so. Follow your dreams. Follow your dreams. Stephen Michael Girdlestone is 42 years old today. Happy birthday. Zoe Thelma Girdlestone. It's her birthday as well today. Happy birthday. Danny King is 32 years old today. Oh, you've got one of those beards, Danny. Shave it off, dear. Shave it off. It's a young man thing, isn't it? Happy birthday, Danny. Ross Kernohan. Happy birthday. John Hurley Bella Berserk. Happy birthday, John. John Atkinson is 50 today. Happy birthday, John. Colm Howard Lloyd, 40 years old today. Happy birthday, Colm. And Israel E. Daria. It's their birthday as well today. So quite a few today. Happy birthday, boys and girls. Where's my song? Here comes the song. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Have a wonderful day, boys and girls. I should go and get myself ready now for my swim and off for a nice afternoon tea later, okay? Thank you very much for watching and listening. Thank you to those of you that took the time and trouble to share the programme to your Facebook walls this morning. And I'll see you again very soon. Have a nice Thursday. Bye-bye now.